It's another episode of Grind Media Live. I guess for a lot of y'all who might be watching this, I know ain't nobody watching it right now. You know how they be doing on live. They be looking, trying to make sure if somebody coming in. You know, I guess that's the hard part about going live. You know, you got to have the ability to make sure people tuning in and you're talking to them about something that's of relevance. And if nobody tuned in at the moment, then you just kind of talking and hope that when they watch this video, they can catch all this stuff at the beginning. You know, it does no good for me just sit here and let the clock just run, and I'm just sitting here looking kind of crazy. But yeah, man, I'm just trying to get used to going live. That's all, you know. And give out game. You know, share some of the game that's going on in the city, and you know, just share some of the game, man. So much to talk about and stuff. In the meanwhile, you know, process some of this footage that I got going on, you know. It would kind of help me if I know who out there. So if you watch it, man, just take the time in and leave a little comment so I can communicate with you, man. Whoever watching, just tap in. Let me know who you is. But I guess on this live, I gotta get used to sharing some of my thoughts about what's going on and everything, and it's so much, man. One is market research. You know, we gotta make sure we learn how to take the time out to do some market research, and you know, we try to sort of figure out what's going on and who is who and where is where and what is what. You know, that would kind of help you. Because when you move around in the ATL nightlife, man, you can kind of rub some of the wrong people. You can rub the right people the wrong way and not know that they're the right people because they're not shining. You know, a lot of people who work, man, they go to work like work. They go to work, man, and sometimes when they go to work, they don't put too much emphasis and looking like they working. They ready to work, so they gonna dress like they comfortable and whatnot. Me, I dress like I'm comfortable. You know, I don't have on no grind media stuff. A lot of times, you know, a lot of my jobs be last minute sometimes, you know, and you know, I don't have it planned to be out there trying to market myself. So when people see me out and about and I'm working with different people, they don't really kind of know who I am. You know, they just see a guy holding the camera, not realizing that, you know, that guy holding the camera got way more power than a lot of other people. Way more power, you know. And I earned it, you know. I had the ability to be able to kind of help network with a lot of people in the club. You know, I love doing that. You know, when you get out in the club, man, people, it's no fun. If you're an artist and you get out into the club, man, you don't move around and you just don't shake hands with people and get a chance to kind of see who is who and have fun, meet people, man. People help people that they build a relationship with, you know. I mean, I just don't get when you go to the club and you just get stuck in the VIP section. I get, you know, you want to feel important and you want to be in that VIP section, but how important is it when you just cramped up? Everybody just cramped up on each other. I don't really like that. You know, me personally, I want to move around. So if I come with a group of people, you know, 9 times out of 10, you know, I'm gonna move around. You know, I don't feel comfortable just sitting in no VIP section being still. You know, I want to move around, talk, holler at females, do all that other stuff and whatnot. But right now, I'm just kind of rambling, man. I guess that's the hard part and whatnot. But yeah, the music industry, man, do your research. I guess that would be a key one. Figure out who is who and make sure you build a relationship with them. That's all, you know. Right now, I'm working on that footage with me and Drizzle. We did the high learning and whatnot. And it's doing numbers. It's doing kind of great. You know, my guy Drizzle wanted to come up with some more content that he wanted to be able to kind of show the people, because content is money right now. Everybody who's up on game and everything, they understand that content is money. People want stuff to watch. People just want stuff to watch. And when they watching stuff, they have money. So some, they don't mind sharing the money, whether it's super chat or buying the merchandise. But right now, it all starts with having that content. And when people sit down and start watching that content, they got the ability to hear whatever message that you want for them to hear and stuff. And, you as a brand, I would hope that you would want to tell them that you got certain stuff for sale, Me, I was so caught up on branding other people that I didn't take the time out to fully let people understand what it is that I do. I'm a marketing company, and it's so much, when you start talking about marketing, you can sit there and marketing is so deep that in college we had maybe like 4 different classes that we had to take. My degree was in business administration, concentration management, but we had maybe like 4 different marketing classes that we had to be able to learn, to be able to master. And each one of those marketing classes, man, the books about that thick, some of them, you got to sit down and read. And you got to understand the different aspects of marketing. So it's not just holding the camera. I just realized that camera made it easy for me, to be able to market certain stuff. So I ran with that camera. That camera allowed me the ability to take people into communities that they couldn't go and that they didn't want to go. It just recently became real acceptable and real cool for a lot of people to even want to go in certain neighborhoods. That's the joy of what's going on now. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. I honestly don't, because certain neighborhoods you don't need to be in. If you're not in that neighborhood doing something productive for that neighborhood, or you don't need to be up in there. Or if you feel like you going to be in that neighborhood and you have to move a certain way, then you don't really need to be in that neighborhood. And right now, we got young men who feel comfortable. They just want, I guess for clout or for marketing reason, they want to go in certain communities and stuff. And while they there, they feel like they got to show that they're tough and that they're a tough guy. And to me, I feel like that's stupid. You shouldn't have to go nowhere where you feel like you got to be a tough guy. Not for no music. I wouldn't do it. Not just to get ahead in the music. But I ain't talking to y'all, man. I wish y'all could see what I'm working on right now. Like I said, yeah, high learning. That's what I'm working on. Drills, like I said, the game that got back to creating content, and my guy understand that, and he doing a great job. He been around us for a while, and he's able to pick up on some of the marketing stuff that he been seeing us implement. Hands on. Like the main one is getting out here knowing how to talk to people, man. Getting out here in the environment and just talk to some people, man. Right now, this is kind of hard for me. So a lot of people that's watching this, I want some reaction. I want something to feed up off of. I want to know what it is that y'all want to know, because there's so much in the game. It's so much going on, man. I can talk for. In my head, I can play some stuff out for hours. You know what I'm saying, about what's going on and some of the issues that are going on and whatnot. One is make sure that we learn how to stay focused. That's a hard thing too, man. People lose focus fast. They go out to these clubs and forget that you're there as you're there on business, and also you're there because you're an entertainer. And when you're an entertainer, you got to entertain people. It's hard to entertain people if you don't want to interact with them. If you feel like you're going to be in that VIP section and they can't come and talk to you, You know, it's hard and stuff. But I appreciate the comment. I don't know exactly what you're saying or right about. I try to speak from the heart and try to make sure that, you know, the information that I'm sharing can kind of help, you know. I hate to see that, man. I hate to see when artists go out and they just get in that VIP section. They just don't network. They just don't mingle. They feel like they too good for the people. I really do. I hate that and stuff. And, you know, it looks bad for the whole organization because, one, you know, that whoever got the... Yeah, man. Most definitely. When you at the club, you most definitely at work, you know. And I was finna touch up on that. You know, a lot of times, me personally, I get to talk to the investor. You know, so I get to talk to the guy who paid for that artist's entourage to get in. He most definitely paid for that VIP section. You know, I get a chance to talk to them, and I hear that, and I just hear their thoughts. You know, and some of them is not happy. You know, they're not happy. Nobody's happy if you're investing money, you're not recouping your money back. You understand what I'm saying? If you're not making your money back, you're not going to be happy. You know, I don't care how much success you feel like your artist is having, because that's his success. You know, it's, you know, artists have been known to sign contracts and run off. You know, guys, if you sit back, you pay attention to a lot of the artists that they made it, I guarantee you go and look, I guarantee they probably been signed 3 or 4 contracts. You know, I guarantee 3 or 4 contracts and stuff. A person like Future is level to understanding. It's levels to understanding the person like Future not wanting any and everyone being able to walk up on them in the club. However, if you local, you're supposed to be networking. Yeah, man, most definitely levels, you know. And part of the reason is why is because, you know, you got people who feel like certain people owe them something, you know, and they can't think outside. I don't want to say outside the box, but they can't think. They can't think in fast situations, you know. They can't analyze the situation and say, well, this man, he's a superstar right now. He's too busy. He's not able to talk to me at that moment. So they can't check their emotions if they go up and try to talk to somebody at a fast time. When a lot is going on, they can't understand why that person don't want to talk to them and everything. And they can't analyze those different, because there's so much going on and whatnot. But you artists that still at that beginning level, you know, you most definitely, man, if you dare, you gotta figure it out. You know, you gotta figure out how to talk to them people, you know, and meet and find out find out who these managers is, man. What are some good careers to take on? Self-employed careers. I'm 22 from South Carolina with a high school diploma. With a high school diploma, and just in the young stage, I'm figuring out what I can do to start getting the bag. What can you do? I guess you got to look at that market in South Carolina and see what's booming up there. You know, what it is that you got access to that you can do easily and that you can afford to be able to do. You know, you got to have the finances to be able to pull it off, and you most definitely got to have the tools and the resources that you need to pull it off, which means you got to have the type of customers. You know, it does me no good to be in a market trying to sell stuff. Like right now it's hot. You know, it does me no good to be in the market trying to sell no coat right now to people because it's hot. You know, I need to go somewhere where if I got coats for sale, I need to be somewhere where it's cold at and whatnot. So I guess you had to understand that market up in South Carolina, and then from there you can be able to analyze what it is that you can probably jump up into and stuff. I always say marketing. You can't go wrong with marketing, man. You find you some good people with some good talent, some good services, and you push that situation, and you make sure that whoever talent or service you pushing understand that when they close that deal, that they got to share some of that profit money with you. So, you know, that's easy because, you know, and I say that per se because there's a lot of talented people around us who has the ability to fulfill a service for somebody. They just might need for you to play the middleman and connect it to. Sometimes people have the ability to do the services, but they don't have that connection with the people that need it. So you could be that bridge. Like your friend might say to you, hey, I need for somebody to cut my yard. You might know somebody like that and be able to provide that. Artists try to get on with the artists. Should be trying to find out. Oh yeah, man, most definitely. When you gotta understand, there's different forms of networking, and like the brother saying, when you network with the artists, you gotta understand the artists still have their stuff that they gotta do, so they have a lot of work too. So they're not per se gonna be that full punch blown to get you known. That's not gonna be the power move to get you known, because they're still trying to tell their fans about you. But what you can do by networking with the artists is kind of build off their fan base, and maybe you can take the content that you got from working with that artist and probably share it to some of their fan base to kind of help them to kind of affiliate with you. But when you start talking business and want to do it the full right way and maximize, I would go to the manager, because the manager can make it make sense. The manager can sit down and make sure that that y'all got the paperwork right, that the manager, he's gonna have a better understanding of the business. So me personally, I try to go to the manager now. I don't really try to go to the artist. And it sucks because sometimes the artist is the product, and if he move away from the manager, then you're no longer attached to that artist. So it kind of sucks. But I also learned at the end of the day, the artists are not gonna go out there and tell the investor or the manager that you're the one that they should spend money or do a particular type of business with. I just learned that over years. I can't rely on the artist to go to, hey man, we got Grind Media. Grind Media can do X, Y, Z. I just found out over years, a lot of artists are gonna lead them thinking that I'm just the cameraman, and they're not gonna tell them, hey, Grind was the one that all them people seen in them videos that Grind shot for me. Grind was the one that went over there and got them people to come speak on my behalf. Grind the one that got them to take the picture with me. Grind was the one that picked them pictures and the videos up on the platform. Grind was the one that was tagging those different people I was able to link them with. Grind was the one that was doing the majority of that. They're not going to say that part of the market. They're just going to say Grind the cameraman, and if the investor don't know, then he just don't know. So he's just going to kind of run with it and everything. But yeah, you most definitely right about that, Jay Perry. Find them people that understand business, man, and just, I'm hesitant on my thoughts because I'm trying to make sure that I'm telling y'all everything, and then also I'm still sort of trying to get used to doing this live, cause my mind jump around, I analyze the thought, then I move on to the next thought and stuff. And so it just might seem like I'm just jumping around. But, yeah, most definitely network, man. You get in the club, don't just get stuck in that VIP section and stuff. Find out who is who, man, cause it's very expensive. If you find out who is who, that can save you a lot of money, man. Atlanta, people think trying to be an artist or do anything with the music is cheap. It's not cheap, man. It's very expensive, Yeah, man, I got to learn that part, man. I can't rush 15 years, 16 years of hands-on experience in a conversation. I'm sort of trying to figure out what to share with y'all and what knowledge to kind of speak up on and whatnot. But I mean, it's a lot. I know my mind right now keeps speaking up on the fact. I appreciate that, Calvin. I appreciate that. Right now, my mind is more speaking up on the fact that we got to understand that the community is in the music game now, and I'm sort of trying to speak because I don't want to start speaking on the violence and everything that's going on, but we can't remove it. You know, we have to make sure that we understand that part now when we're moving around and we're doing our music. We got to understand those spirits out there are not the same no more. You know, when you out here moving around, you got to make sure you're operating with your third eye so you can feel when something ain't right. You know, when you in them clubs and you see people moving too fast, that you know the tempo, you know how the song going, you know what the song going on, but you see them just moving too fast or woo doing, you know, you got to throw your third eye on now and start looking around and trying to figure out what's going on, so you can know whether you need to get up out that situation or stay. I used to confuse grind time with grind media. Yeah, that's kind of my fault, you know, on the marketing end, because a lot of times folk would just say grind time because it rhymed, grind time. You know, they would say that instead of when they say grind media, instead of them saying grind media. And first of all, a lot of folks didn't understand what the media was when I first started out. So, but me personally, I didn't care. I was more about getting that content for them different clients and make sure that they had the content and make sure the content being seen. But yeah, it's a lot of time they done butchered my name. Grind time, grind mode. They call me grind mode a lot. But I can't say I'm one of the original grind. You know, it wasn't too many people using that name. So I can only think of one that was using that name and stuff. But they had it tied to a DVD. But what is it I like to do? Marketing, man. I don't mind doing promo. Cause promo, it went hand in hand. You know, promo when you out moving around and you got merchandise. You know, I don't mind doing. I used to not mind. I used to mind not doing it. Now, it's kind of like you got to move on and let some other people handle that, because I need to be somewhere sharing some knowledge. I need to be somewhere overseeing some stuff. To make sure stuff is going out smooth. You know, I can teach the game on how to do the promo, how to go out there and put posters up, and how to strategically put the posters up, and flyers and all of that, and I can teach that. I ran with some of the best. When y'all see Too Official and y'all see people like my boy my boy Eastside D, with Quality Control killing the game. When y'all see them posters and all that stuff built up, that was Too Official and Eastside D. But you got to understand, when them guys started doing it and whatnot, I was on the scene with them. I was right there strategically helping them to understand how to play some of that stuff and where to put it at, and how that tied into what the filming and stuff, because it made my footage look good. If we went on out, in order for me to make that video look good, I had to make sure that they had posters lined up all down the block and everything. So that part of that game, the promo game, I know it. You just got to have the budget for it. It costs money for somebody to go pick them. First, it costs money to press up the flyers. First, you got to get somebody to design it. Then you got to take somewhere and get it pressed up. So according to how many you want to get pressed up, determine how much you're gonna spend. When you competing with QC and them type of people, and you at those events like birthday bash and all of that, they flood the block with those stuff, man, with them posters. So I can't speak numbers because I don't know the updated numbers on the flyers and the promo. Karunch, I appreciate that, man. I'm over here waiting on the street now, man. Don't wait no. Sitting out here doing some work. We finna go to the gym and do some we finna go work out, man. Do some cardio type stuff. We finna health is wealth. We gotta make sure, cause we was up late night, man, for a long time. People don't understand the type of stress that they put on your body. We were really out marketing in them clubs 7, 8, 9 in the morning, and then turn around and be right back up on the block by 11, 12, pushing those DVDs, and stuff, and marketing people before they understood what marketing was. We were trying to make people go viral before they understood what social media was, so that's the role we were playing. Quite people didn't understand it, but we went hard at it. And right now, as we get older, we trying to make sure that we exercise and all of that. Because what's going on in the community, man, we got to understand the stuff that we eating is not healthy. What up, girl? But yeah, man, we got to make sure for the most part that what we eating, we got to pay attention to that stuff, man. Especially if you want to go through the journey of this music, because the music, like I said, it takes a toll on you. It's very stressful. It looks fun, but the mistakes that I see a lot of people make is when the fun is over with, they realize that they didn't gain too much. They didn't have fun. They going to these clubs, jumping around, getting drunk. You done spent more money on alcohol than you done spent on networking. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing, and it can be tiring. But okay. Appreciate that, Nick. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Like I said, this I'm sort of trying to get used to this right about now. Just going live and speaking. Been around my boy Drizzle. Drizzle big motivation on making sure I understand that you got to go live. You got to go live and talk to the people so that they can fully understand who you is. Me, I'm just a good brother, man. I want to help, and I don't want y'all to take that wrong when I say I want to help, because I can't help everybody. That I think that's the problem that killed my brand. That I couldn't get a lot of people to understand. It's hard to help everybody. I don't care if you even if they're paying you, it's hard. Because some situations you take certain jobs, when you break that job down, it boils down to maybe you making $3 or $4 an hour, and as much as I love y'all, I can't afford to continue to keep taking so many jobs where when it breaks down, only making $3 or $4 an hour, because it's time consuming editing, and it's hard to put a time on that editing when you don't know how hard the editing gonna be until you get on out there. And my Instagram is Grind Media. It just, in that GRI, instead of an I got that one, so it's on there. You can put in Grind Media, it'll pop up, but just know the official one the official Grind Media got that one up inside it and everything. But yeah, man, but I always wanted to help and stuff, and trying to help. I just couldn't get everybody to understand and how not to be selfish and understand that, in order for me to help them, they got to help themselves. One situation is listening. You got to be able to listen so you can understand. And when I say listening helps you to understand how your team is working. To understand. Sometimes we put too much pressure on people to do certain positions. Certain stuff like for instance, if I was an offensive coordinator for the Patriots, I wouldn't ask Tom Brady to be a mobile quarterback. That would be me not listening to him or trying to understand that he's a great quarterback, but he can't run. So I can't put him in no position where he got to run. So that's why I say we got to learn how to listen. For years I've been telling folks, look, man, I ain't no videographer. I ain't none of that. Practice made perfect. The more I practice, the better I got at filming and the better I got at editing, because I was doing it all the time. But that wasn't what I was trying to specialize in. I was trying to specialize in strategy and informing those strategies. But in order for me to get people to see those strategies, I had to implement them. and it's just too much. It was just too much work to be on the scene, film it, then turn around and you gotta go home and edit that stuff. That was just too much because in the city of Atlanta, events never stop. You know, it always gonna be something new. So in order for you to catch up, you know, in your free time, you gotta work. Like right now, I got my laptop out and stuff. It's hard for me to work because I'm talking to you all. You know, I'm going live and doing that, but you got to constantly work and stuff. Also, I got to find some music, man. So what? Oh yeah, somebody asked me what artist I'm working with. Um, it's a couple different ones, you know. Sweet Pea, she's still working. You know, we always got to salute Sweet Pea. You know, I think Sweet Pea been doing it over 25 years. You know, she go back to that rag top and stuff. We got Sweet Pea. Um, like I said, I always work with Drizzle, me and Nard, hard Nard. Nard the God, you know, he go by a couple names, but I think the one that separate him is Nard the God. Nard the God. Um, him and Drizzle, you know, they always putting out music, you know. So I stay working with them. Fo Trey, Fo Trey, he's working with me on that endeavor with Atlanta Rise. So, you know, I'm able to be around him as he in the studio recording. Of course, Mojo, you know, I'm around Mojo. It's a lot of them, man, because you got to realize, Leonard, yeah, Leonard got his own show coming, man. We waiting on you. We waiting on Leonard to come on back up, man. You know, Leonard and Fat Bastard. For a lot of y'all that don't understand what we're talking about, Leonard was a character. Yeah, Leonard was a character that Street Zone them created back in the day when he was pushing Fat Bastard. Got a lot of potential, man. I kind of wish we would have, you know, just stuck with it and kept putting some of that stuff on out and just going, just giving the folks something to look at. I think right now we would have probably been way ahead of the game. Yeah. The city was rocking with Fat Bastard. We had him in a hit. We had him in a hit lock around that time, man. Yeah, we really did. You know, that Street Zone song, it had the city fucked up. You know, yeah, man. It just, you know, that music stuff is crazy, man. Because when it hit, that attention and that fame, when it hit so fast. You know, to the point that you know, whew, it just hit fast. You know, and sometimes artists got to understand they got to slow down and still listen to some of the people who can kind of help, and some of the people that know the environment, you know, the ones who kind of know the environment, you know, they can kind of make sure that, yeah, you done got to the third or fourth level, but they can kind of tell you how to make sure you maneuver through that third or fourth level, you know, because the thing about us, you know, we've been right there watching so many people from nothing all the way up to the success, you know, and we there with them, you know. I'm talking about when they changing the investors, when they go from, and I talk like that because a lot of artists don't understand how certain artists move, man. They done went through 4 or 5 investors, 4 or 5 cool guys who you would never know about was right there with that campaign, making sure that they was putting money behind helping money, you know. It just, you know, unfortunately, it takes a long time for the music to break. And because of that, because of the length of how long it takes for music to kind of break, it makes it hard for that investor to stay around. So they get passed on to another investor and whatnot and stuff. But we've been around, so we've been able to kind of see where they went wrong. So that allows us the ability to be able to kind of fix it. When new artists get to that stage, we can kind of remind them that what you trying to do and the attitude and the energy that you presenting is not going to work because XYZ. You know, we can tell them this what happens with the last person. You know, they came with this XYZ energy. and that XYZ energy wasn't the right energy to get them to past that next level because they don't have all the tools that certain people that they be looking at. Be like, such and such did it, but such and such had certain tools. You got to look at what tools such and such had to help them get to that next point. And if you don't got them tools, you can't fix it. You can't fix that problem. You can't. So it's good when you got people around you like me and Street to be able to kind of sit there and help you and stuff and guide you through. And it's very tricky too, man, because Atlanta is expensive, man. It's two ways to do it, man. You know, the way we know, it's the cheap way, but it's also the dangerous way because you got to go out here in these communities and like I said, there's no code, there's no honor, there's no ethics, there's no moral amongst so many people. You know, to the point of where it's just real dangerous trying to move around. You know. Some people, you know, they do stupid stuff for no reason just to gain a little clout and whatnot, and it be kind of weird. Like you can't figure out what ticks some people to do certain stuff, so that makes it kind of hard for you to be able to go the cheat route, you know, and stuff. But hey, but if you ain't got the money, you got to do it. That's the you got to pray. Get on your knees and stay prayed up. I stay prayed up. You know, I got to make sure I mention that. You know, I stay prayed up. I make sure that I balance out my music that I listening to. I don't just listen to rap music all the time. You know, when I get in my car, sometimes I ride without the music on in the car, so I can balance it out because I want my thoughts. I don't want, you know, to listen to rap music all day and have their thoughts in my head. You know, I want my own thoughts. I want to be able to analyze what I know is best for me and everything. But yeah, you can go the cheap route or the rich route, man. If you're gonna go that cheap route, give us a call, man. Yeah, give us a call because, like I said, that cheap route it's a little bit more dangerous. You know, but you know, but that expensive route is hell, man. That shit costs a lot of money. You want to go that expensive route, man. You know, you go that expensive route, you're gonna spend all that money, and you might mess around and start looking like a groupie. You know, you spend a lot of money just to fit in environments with people who gonna view you as a groupie for them. So, you know, if your money ain't long enough and your marketing skills is not keen enough to overcome that, you're gonna get put into that category. That category of just being a groupie. You know, you're just chasing these people around and stuff, and you know they're not gonna consider you in no business aspect. They're not gonna consider you for nothing that might be business related. You know, they're gonna view you as somebody that can come and make numbers at events that they have and stuff, and which is not bad, you know, especially if you know how to go there and you know how to network. But if you go in there and you get in that VIP section and you ain't doing nothing, you know, that's just money going out, and you ain't really gained nothing for it. You just there trying to show your face, but people, you know, unfortunately, people's attention span is very short. You know, yeah, they can see you. You can introduce yourself to them, and by the time that fifth or sixth person meet them and introduce themselves to them, you know, they don't remember. You know, they might smoke a blunt or two, and you know, whatever their drug of choice is, they might, you know, do that, and by the time they do that and enjoy some fun, they ain't gonna remember and whatnot. So that's why, you know, it's very important, you know, when you're out and about to get that content, you know, because that content can kind of refresh their memory. They can be like, oh yeah, I remember. Okay, I remember now. I took that picture with you right here and there, and you know, y'all can kind of get through the phases, because it takes 3 or 4 times for you to meet somebody, for somebody can really start just fully identifying you as somebody they know. You know, you can't meet somebody just one time in a fast-paced environment and expect for them to remember you. You know, that's hopeful wishing. It's crazy wishing. I wouldn't gamble my business success off that. You know, if I had a lot of money invested into into the business. I wouldn't want that to be the key thing to be able to kind of get me up through there and everything. Um, but yeah, man, that cheat route, man, that cheat route hell, man. You know, that cheat route will have you in certain neighborhood filming, knowing damn well you shouldn't been over there filming and whatnot. And that cheat route will have you. That cheat route will have you with 4 or 5 different organizations tattooed on your body. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's especially when you're doing it wrong. You know, you be jumping from organization to organization, from clique to clique, and you go around, and it just comes off kind of awkward. It comes off kind of weird because you go from clique to clique, and every last one of those cliques you say, click such and such click or die, such and such click or die, and it's like you didn't move on. How you gonna move on and say such and such, but you with a whole nother clique? What's up, Kenny Mac? Yeah, man. Over here just trying to get some game, but yeah, we most definitely got to avoid that. Looking like a groupie, man, and everything, and that cheat route, you know. I don't want to say don't do it. I don't want to say don't do it, but you know, just be careful of some of those traps, you know. Like I said, you know, those are some of the traps. And that's why when you go that cheat route, that's why it's good to have me and people like Street, because we can go speak on your behalf, you know. You ain't running up onto the artists and them and at them clubs and just talking their ear off. You know, we go and speak on your behalf. And that allows whoever we speaking on your behalf to look at you in a boss way. And it makes them wonder, because they didn't seen us work with so many major clients to the point that where they be looking at it like, damn, Grind and Street over there working with them, that they got to have some type of motion going on. If not motion, most definitely got the finances, because we didn't build that reputation. We didn't build the reputation where some of the major plugs in the city of Atlanta, they see us out with a client. Unfortunately, they say cha-ching, they see money. But they so used to they so used to knowing that the artists we working with got budgets, you know, and stuff. And I ain't say all of them, but you know, they so used to seeing some major ones with budget come up through us, and so that when they see us, you know, that's what they think and stuff. But you as an artist, if you don't have somebody to play that middleman to go and speak up on your behalf, you most definitely gonna start looking like a groupie. And if you don't do it the right way with certain people, it can go left. You know, it can go real left and stuff. And yeah, man. But I don't know what to say, man. I'm kind of rambling on, man. You know, yeah, I try my best to speak the honest truth and speak from the heart. You know, it might come off as indecisive, and I might say a lot of and because I'm trying to make sure what I'm saying fits. It fits everything, you know, because sometimes people, they give advice, but they don't sit down and analyze everything. They don't even sit down and allow the person who they're giving advice to even explain what they got going on. So it's like, how can you give that person advice and you're not going to sit down and analyze what position he's in? You know, like a lot of people come to me and say what it takes to make it. It's hard. It's hard for me to fully say, because I don't know what you're working with. You know, I don't. You know, if you're a likable person and you already got a bunch of people who like you from whatever you've been doing throughout your life, your approach is going to be a little different than somebody who been isolated majority of their life. They didn't go outside. They didn't, when they was at school, they didn't socialize with nobody. They didn't, you know, it's going to be hard, you know. It's going to be a little different. You know, I'm going to approach the game a little bit different and stuff. But what I'm trying to sit there and say is, I understand that I got to sit down and hear a person out first. I got to sit down and make sure I know all the information before I give some advice, you know. And that's the problem too. That's the big problem that I see with a lot of people, man. You know, they take that advice from people, man. Some people, make sure that the people that you're getting advice from have a reputation for understanding everything, you know, that's involved with that process. You know, sometimes people give advice, but they can't see the big picture. And the reason they can't see the big picture is because it's not something that they do on a regular. They don't know what traps lies ahead. They don't see certain stuff. So when they give you advice, they might give you a advice that might make sense. But if you got so much of the other stuff going on, it was bad advice and stuff. And like you gotta spend money. You gotta look like money to kind of. I'm sort of being careful how I want to say this and stuff. What I'm really trying to say is you don't want to be trying to look like you spend. You don't want to look like money to the point where you're spending all your budget money on looking like money. You know, because it just don't make sense. Because here's the problem: you're gonna look like money, but then when it comes time for you to sit down with that real investor who's really about business and about numbers and what's going on, he's gonna look at you and he's gonna want that real business information and input to show up. And if that real business information and input is not looking right, which means that certain stuff like your numbers ain't looking right, you ain't spent no money on getting your numbers right, you ain't spent no money on getting your music videos up there. Like you can't sit there and say you about money and all of that, but then you come in there, you looking like money, but when you start playing your videos is not matching up, or it's just not matching up. Whether you don't have enough of them, or whether the quality of the video is just not kind of matching. You know, they can analyze all of that. They hire people. You know, the bigger the labor is, the more likely that they're gonna have somebody on their team that can analyze it and tell. And trust me, you know, the right person can study. Like me, I can analyze a lot of stuff. You know, the views, the YouTube views. I can sit down and analyze and say what's real views, what's fake views. I can sit down and analyze. It's a lot, man, and that just comes from years and years of seeing so much. You know, I'm talking about seeing stuff that confuses me. You know, about what's going on. And I didn't get it maybe for about a year or two, you know. Then I got it. You know, I got it. Yeah. It could be anything, man. You know, I got people now who see me. They don't really give a damn about rap music, but they'll be like, "Hey, Grind, hit me with a camera, hit me with a light." To the outside person looking, you might think that it's more about them sort of trying to be an artist. Nah, man, they just want to look good for that female over there in that corner. You know, a lot of niggas use me to look good on some of them females. You know, it is what it is. You know, but it's part of the game. You got to understand. You know, you really do. It got me thinking about back in the days. You know, when me and Street Zone used to be out doing a lot of the filming and a lot of the clubs and stuff. And this is before cell phones and all of that stuff was really, you know, camera phones. I don't want to say cell phone, but before camera phones and before, back when niggas thought you was a nerd. Shit, just let me know, Kenny Mac. Just call me, you know, just let me know and I'll push up and everything. But before the cell phones and all of that, I mean, not the cell phone, before the camera phones and all of that was kind of relevant. And back when the hood thought you was a nerd if you knew how to work a computer or any type of computerized gadget to see the content. You know what I'm saying? Like that, because all the content, all the gadgets that you need to be able to see content, you was considered a nerd just to be possessing that type of stuff. And stuff. But I remember back in them days when we were putting out our hood DVDs and putting together content, the people who knew us, they knew what was going on. They knew that what we was filming, it was a chance that it was gonna get seen by somebody in their neighborhood, preferably a woman, you know, so they can be getting some pussy and all of that. You know, they you know. But the funny thing about it is, when you used to see some of them artists and some of them groups performing, you would look at them and you'd be like, damn, they got a big ass entourage, you know, and you'd be like, damn, they big head. But what you don't know is those are like 4 to 5 different movements in Atlanta. And truth be told, none of them, it might be 4 to 5 different movements from different side of town. And truth be told, some of them didn't get along. You know, they didn't get along. But they had one thing in common. The main people that was a part of those organizations, they knew that if they stayed on that stage in the background, that they were going to be seen on the camera. And being seen on camera was worth something back then. Now everybody got cameras and everybody got cell phones to film, but back then they knew it was worth something. So a lot of the content and the footage that we were putting out on movements, it was looking real good. The movement was looking real good, but part of the reason it was looking good is because the people didn't want to get off the stage. They wanted to stay on there. We was filming, you know, so we was helping movements look good like that. That a lot of people didn't understand what role we were playing in it, you know. Yeah, we played a big part up in it, man. A big part in shaping Atlanta, you know. And we most definitely patted a lot of them artists on the back too, man. You know, we kept them happy. You know, I remember time with a lot of them. I remember with Gucci, man. Gucci went through hell too, man. Gucci, you know, the movement wasn't rocking with Gucci like that, man. When Gucci first came on out, man, he caught real hell, you know. He caught hell, man. You know, it's a lot of untold stories. I don't want to kind of get it on it right now, but he caught hell, you know. It's to the point now where you understood when you understood why he started moving deep. When that time came about, when by the time Gucci became a household name and people was really just starting to say his name and everything, he was moving a little deeper with security, and everybody go through it, you know, everybody, you know, OJ done went through it, Duct Tape done went through it, ABG done went through it, everybody kind of got to go through those situations and stuff, and you know, it's how you maneuver to be able to determine whether you surviving and whatnot and everything. And I guess the key is you got to survive. You got to stay you got to stay in the game and everything. You know, and it is a time limit too, man. You know, for y'all people that's out there doing that music, you got to understand there's a time limit. From the time that you start saying you want to rap to the time that certain projects need to be complete. Yeah, man, I'm gonna try to tell it the best I can, you know, without, you know, being a little extra, you know. You got to understand, I know so many people, man, and with me knowing so many people, you know, just speaking up on certain stuff, and you know that they love me, man. Certain stuff I can't, you know, when you rock with certain people, you don't tell everything, you know. You don't. I want to tell enough so that so people can understand how to maneuver through the business and everything, but the full detail, I can't really. It's gonna be hard for me to go into full details on everything, but you most definitely got to stay focused, man. And the money do go fast, and it wrapped up in fun. It's just crazy now because the fun wrapped up in murder and death, man. You can be smiling 1 minute, you know. Like I was coming out of a club one night, and the security was entertaining some bullshit at the moment and everything. And the bullshit that was going on, you know, after I got through doing what I'm normally do, I said, shit, let me just catch us on the bullshit and everything. And I'm not too big on catching the bullshit. I catch it, but a lot of times I won't pick that bullshit out. You know, I just catch it a moment. and hope that I can use it one day as a learning experience to be able to teach people that what I'm speaking on is real. You know, it's hard for me to say X, Y, Z happened, and they can't see it happen because some shit just be so like you got to see it or hear about it to know it really happened. I can't sit there and say, hey man, some guy was doing some donuts, they crashed into each other, and goddamn from there a shootout happened and 13, 14 people got shot. I can't say that without being able to show the footage and think that people gonna believe me. So I catch those moments and whatnot, and I don't know. I probably won't never use them, especially if the business is still operating and I still know the owner of the business. I probably won't never put that type of stuff out. But if the business go down and the owner sells, and I can probably tell that side. But what I was trying to fully say was I done lost my train of thought. What I was trying to say was I don't know, man. I lost my little train of thought, y'all. But yeah, most definitely, I can't put everything out there that I want to put on out there. So I'm gonna try to tell it the best way and stuff. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, I was coming out the club and like I said, I ran into the bullshit, and the guy got mad because I was getting some of the content of the bullshit. He was mad. He was like, why you filming it? But I'm looking at him like, shit, nigga, you should have been doing your job to stop the bullshit. The bullshit should have never happened. You should have been on top of your job. But his comeback to me was, you don't care about the people, because when you came out the club, you was smiling, you was laughing. And that's why I say the bullshit is wrapped up in fun, because here I am having fun and enjoying myself. A great performance. My artist got on stage and he rocked it. I got some good cameos with him, with some good people. We had maybe about 5 or 6 B-list stars up in there. And it was a good night, minus the bullshit going on outside. It was a good night, no fights on the inside, and it was a good night and everything. But like I said, he was like, when you came out the club, you was smiling and laughing, and it just, it just fucked up, because like I said, it wrapped up in fun. The bullshit is wrapped up in fun, and you most definitely got to know how to be careful and move around in those type of situations. Yeah, you most definitely got to be careful to move around. Yeah, Karanja, yeah, man, it crazy, man. That nightlife, I love it to death to a certain part, but it gets real extra. Well, look though, man, I ain't gonna talk y'all, man. It's 1 o'clock, man. I appreciate everybody that took some time out to come get on live. Y'all distracted me, man. I ain't been able to work. I ain't been able to get on my laptop, and that was my intention, to get on the laptop and just be working, but it's hard to have this conversation and then at the same time be sitting down on the laptop and stuff. Yeah, Karanja, me and Street finna go ahead and hit the gym, man. We finna, it's 1 o'clock, so time for to hit the gym, man. And I appreciate everybody that took the time out to communicate with me, man. I appreciate everything. Yeah, man, I got so much more knowledge to kind of give, man, on how everything transpired and how the game went from wanting to sign to major labels to we can do it ourselves. And that was my whole goal, get people to understand we can do it ourselves. You just got to understand how to work your budget, And it was hard for a lot of people to understand it, because it requires me to be able to look at all the money that you have, so I can understand how you need to break it down, whether you need to spend X amount on your sales department, or your market research department, or you're going to spend X amount on your products and your merchandise. I need to be able to break that down, how much you're going to spend on your marketing and everything. I need to be able to analyze that and stuff. And yeah, man, but the knowledge is there, and I'm ready to start sharing it on these episodes and let people know how to maneuver. Because it takes a guy with knowledge, man. And like I said, not real knowledge, man. I got enough knowledge to where I can tell you where DJs are getting their playlists from. Can't too many people tell you that. I can honestly sit there. And I done worked in so many clubs to the point now where I go in these type of clubs, I can sit there and say, damn, such and switched up his playlist. Last week, that was his playlist. This is all he was playing. But I seen him in the club with this DJ maybe a couple days ago. Now his whole playlist is switched. I'm smart enough to analyze so much of that stuff. And, it's just a lot of knowledge, man. Yeah, man. You don't want to get lost in that sauce, man. It's, and it's so easy too, man. I ain't saying I'm perfect. The sauce done caught up on me messing with some of them females. It's hard, Them females, them female rappers, they some of them, they lost. They trying to fit in and you gotta be real careful when you're moving around with them because here they is, they see that you got something to offer them, and by you having something to offer them, they come at you with that. Hey, I'm gonna, I can't sugarcoat. They gonna come at you straight up. Hey, I don't want no strings attached. I just want to fuck, whoop, do all of that. So you kind of looking at them like as a man, you as a man, if she looking right, it's gonna be hard not to fall for that trap and stuff. Especially if you're a single man, and I'm single, so with that being said, it's hard not to fall for that trap and get lost in that sauce, that particular sauce. We love women, but yeah, man, that sauce getting caught up in that and them female rappers, man, they get to hitting on you and shit, man. But the problem that comes with that is they doing it to 5 or 6 other niggas, and unfortunately, you might be sound enough to sit down and analyze the situation and say, hey, that ain't my girl, and we ain't finna do nothing stupid over the female. You might be able to analyze that, but you got niggas out there who can't analyze that right there. They just can't pick that up and stuff. So you most definitely got to be careful when you move around in that sauce, man. Them female, woo, they'll have you in some stuff, man. And with that being said, man, before I get off, man, I got to get this message. I was over out Pantherville in Decatur and stuff, and I was staying around this time I was staying over there in Spanish Trace, right there off Pantherville. A lot of y'all hood niggas might know where Spanish Trace is. I forgot what they changed the name. It was something else when I was staying over there. I still was calling it by Spanish Trace, but I was staying right there. So I used to go down there to the corner, Pantherville, right there across from the GBI building, and get my wings and get me something to eat on lunch break. And an older lady came in with 2 of her friends and stuff, and I could tell they work over there in the GBI building and everything. And the lady, she sat down. Well, she sat down, while we waiting on our food. She started talking to me. She was coming off like a little motherly figure and whatnot, because I got that I give off that energy where people most definitely don't feel. Hooked up to the Chevron. I think 350 Pizza connected to it. I don't want to say 350 Pizza. I forgot the name of it. My People Pizza Place connected to it, but she came up in there and when she was talking to me, she was like, baby, be careful. She was like 90% of the cases that we got coming through our situation starts off with the women. A lot of guys are being misled by women to go and act and do certain stuff that they know they shouldn't be doing. long story short, and I experience it. You know, I'm around enough wild ass women to see that when something bad that happened to them, they be like, "Oh, I'm gonna call such and such and tell them that the guy did something foul to them," and I just be looking at them like, "Damn, he didn't do all of that to you," you know. But they need to be able to say all of that to make the guy mad. So you know, if you that guy that people feel like they can call, I feel sorry for you because you're a crash course dummy, you know. So you got to start thinking and analyzing what's going on and stuff. But she was like, baby, make sure that you watch what's going on with them females and just be mindful of what they tell you. That you just don't go out there and jump into something off of what somebody that said happened. You know, do your research and everything. But that's the message I want to give, man, for y'all people that have been watching me. I appreciate y'all watching me. You know, I'm going to try to get better with doing this more often, and I'm going to try to get it to the point to where I can sit down and have some lessons, you know, some real live lessons about different stuff, different marketing stuff, how to do product placements, how to, you know, you got the 4 P's: pricing, product placement, promotion, and I'm sorry, I got to refresh all that stuff. I don't remember a lot of that. I got to refresh a lot of it, you know, but I'm gonna try to get it to the point where I can just sit down and be able to give y'all that game on that type of stuff, man, and stuff. So for y'all people that watching and for the people that just came on, I appreciate y'all, man. But right now I gotta kind of do some work, man, and you know, first I gotta go to the gym, go ahead and knock that on out and stuff. But I appreciate y'all. Hopefully next time when I sign on, I can be able to let y'all see. I can actually get to work, and then y'all can see some of the footage that I'm working on. You know, like I said, I got a lot of projects coming. You know, we got Atlanta Rides for a lot of y'all that see that and try to get a good idea of what that is. Atlanta Rides is just my way of showing different movements in Atlanta that was able to kind of take off and tell it in a entertaining, in a TV show way and everything. And it's sort of more like Law and Order. If you know how Law and Order is, they got different situations going on, criminal intent, Woot the Woot Law and Order, Woot the Woot SUV Law and Order. That's how Atlanta Rise is, you know. You got Atlanta Rise, 2 guys in the camera. You got Atlanta Rise with the Mojo and Fo Trey situation. You know, I got a couple more other projects coming out too. I got the Freaknik DVD coming. That should be coming maybe within another month or so. And that Freaknik DVD, hell, boy, they showed out, you know. Yeah, man, it's most definitely a keeper. You know, a lot of content that I'm finna be dropping is content that I feel like is long overdue. You know, and it's long. When I say long overdue, it's new footage, but it's more how I'm processing it. It's not gonna be just throwed up. You know, it's gonna be more in documentary form. It's gonna be more storytelling. It's gonna be more entertaining because. It got to be more entertaining because the people now that film for me, my name is so big and reputation is so big that when people come around me, they just don't. They try to make sure that they have that extra with them. They try to make sure that they go above the Call of Duty and stuff. You know, they make sure they act it out. You know, and stuff, and you know, so stay tuned. I got that. Then I got Me and Black. We got the movie Dope Boy Grammy coming. You know, so we've been sneaking and doing that on the low. I know I'm overlooking some stuff. I got a couple documentary coming. You know, I got the KK. Free that boy KK. I got the KKK. Got the KK OG KK DVD coming. You know. You know, he's a good guy, man. You know, it's a sad tragedy what happened and stuff, but you know, it's a very sad tragedy. Hopefully, some people can take other people. In order to win, you got to learn from other people. You know, and try to see what stuff they took that led them down a path that you don't want to go and stuff. And You know, I pray that what's going on with a lot of these brothers and law enforcement, that they they fix it. You know, they just go through whatever cycle that they need to go through, and once they get them people from around them and up under them, they move a certain way. They move a better way. You know, right now our OGs out there, you know, they're not telling people how to move a certain way. And I guess we were part of the blame too. You know, because for a while, you know, we, like you said, we were putting out them hood DVDs and everything, and people were watching them, and you know, they wasn't processing that stuff the right way. You know, to me, I'm thinking people can watch a video and not want to be like what they see. You know, that's what I'm thinking. But that ain't the case. You know, it's some people out there, they see stuff, then they want to be like it without fully knowing everything about it. Like, you just looked at that situation like a small box, you know. So when you're looking at stuff on TV, you don't know what's outside that box, you know. And in my situation, with me understanding marketing and everything and stuff, is I can push up on somebody, and what's outside that box could be a bunch of bullshit going on. But you only see what's going on in that box, that little square area that I choose to push up on or pull back up on, to show you what I only want you to see in that little rectangle shape and stuff. But you know, but yeah, man, the OG, man, we gotta make sure that, you know, these kids understand that some of these traps are real. You know, that they real, and you know, you most definitely don't want to be on camera incriminating yourself. You know, you most definitely want to be careful what you want to say and stuff. And yeah, man, you definitely got to be careful. Man, here in Atlanta, hip hop police is real. You know, they lurking, they sitting around watching, they in the club partying, and you know, they partying with y'all. You know, trust and believe, they partying. You know. And it's you shouldn't be talking about shit that if it ain't about business, you there on music, so you shouldn't be talking to nobody about nothing outside of music. You know, let me say it like that. You know, you shouldn't be there trying to find no plug and whatnot. You shouldn't be there. You know, you shouldn't be. Just stay on music. Now, that's the safe way to go, because once you start getting outside of music, then you bring in a whole nother element of shit. One element is you start entertaining niggas who don't give a damn about their music. They don't care nothing about their music. You know, that's the homeboy, the artist. You know, they the trapper. You know, they the trapper, they the hustler, the scammer, the robber, they all that other stuff. You know, they the community guy. So they gonna continue to eat however they eat or make that money. They gonna continue to doing that. So when you go to whoever that artist and their organization and their movement, and you start talking about other stuff, then you start getting introduced to other people who don't benefit from you putting together a hot song or people hearing your song. They don't fully benefit like directly off of it. Indirectly they do, because if you blow up and you be big, you know, they're gonna be traveling around with you, meeting different people and everything. But for the most part, they don't really care fully about that. What they care about is making sure that if you trying to network with them on some drugs, they make sure that dope money is right. They make sure everything like that is right. But here's the problem is, you bring them into the situation, and when you bring them into the situation, they bring the entourage into the situation. Now the entourage, you just don't know what's going on with the entourage, because some entourage, some people have people in their entourage that they don't even trust. You know, they can't. They gotta make sure that they gotta make sure that nigga with them, so he don't go backdoor them. You know what I'm saying? They got people like that in the entourage and stuff, and yeah, man, it can get kind of wicked. So when you out there, make sure you just stay focused on that, man. And you know, I'm trying to get that little message touching up on before I get off, man, because right now, you know, I'm quite sure by me saying this before I get off, I can probably help save 1 or 2 people from making a mistake. They can probably sit down and hear Grind said, we in the club, we there to do business. We ain't there to do nothing else. If that little bird, that little message can replay in somebody's head over and over when they in a fast-paced club environment and they think they done met a plug because he got on some nice jewelry and he talking that dope boy talk and whoop the whoop, and nigga, you finna rob the hell out of you. You finna, you know what I'm saying? If that's part of the game, man. They gotta look like money to come take your money so you can feel comfortable. Because the first thing you're going to say is, man, that man got money. Why would he do that? He ain't going to run off with me. He got money. Why would he run off on him? Yeah, he going to run off. He got money because he used to running off. Man, let me stop, man. Yeah, with that being said, man, before I go, man, y'all people that's out there doing the music, make sure you stay focused and make sure that you continue to focus just on the music, man, and let that be it, you know. With that being said, man, stay tuned. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all go leave some comments too, man, on the video. Who started trap rap? Who started trap music in Atlanta? And who had a Lil Baby or the Migos? You know, those are 2 topics I would love to get y'all opinion on. Leave a little comment on the video and everything. And man, I appreciate y'all for watching me. I'm signing out.